ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविष्णुंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। You can call Lalit Prabhu and Shashi, maybe Maheshwar Prabhu. So today's verse is chapter 1, text 36. Papam eva ashrayet asman bhatva etan atatayinah tasmat na arhah vayam hantum dhartarashtran sabandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinah syama madhava. Papamevashrayedasman hatvaitanatatainah tasmannarha vayam hantum dhartarashtran sabandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinah syama madhava. You want to chant, Prabhu? You know how to chant? You know how to chant the verse? Mataji? हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव। पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव। पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानात्ततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव। Papam, vices, eva, certainly, ashrayet, must come upon, asman, us, hatva, by killing, etan, all these, atatayinaha, aggressors, tasmat, therefore, na, never, arha, deserving, vayam, we, hantum, to kill, dhartarashtran, the sons of Dhritarashtra, sabandhavan, along with friends, svajanam, kinsmen, he, certainly, katham, how, hatva, by killing, sukhinah, happy, syama, will we become, madhava, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Please repeat. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Purport. According to Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. 1. A poison giver. 2. One who sets fire to the house. 3. One who attacks with deadly weapons. 4. One who plunders riches. 5. One who occupies another's land. And 6. One who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man, but Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Ram was so saintly that people even now are anxious to live in the kingdom of Lord Ram, Ramarajya. But Lord Ram never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Ram because Ravana kidnapped Ram's wife, Sita, but Lord Ram gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressors, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against ordinary aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. He did not therefore consider such killing profitable simply for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. After all, kingdoms and the pleasures derived therefrom are not permanent, so why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? Arjuna's addressing of Krishna as Madhava, the husband of the goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees. So this is again a presentation by Arjuna about how this actually exhibits his saintly character, Arjuna's saintly character, because as is explained in the purport, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. So the poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. So, Atatayana means aggressors. So, there is this injunction like this, how to deal with aggressors. In cases of normal events, it is not necessary, but when somebody does something like this, it is an emergency. So, in that case, to kill such a person is not considered sinful. But you see, Arjuna, he was very forgiving as a Vaishnava. He did not, although these rules and regulations are there, he did not very much feel it, apt to act like that, especially, Hare Krishna, especially if when they are his own family members, and also considering the eternal situation, the thing that Arjuna was fighting for was a kingdom, a throne. But that throne, that kingdom will only last for a few years. For such temporary gains, what is the use of such mass killing? You see? In other words, he is thinking that this whole fight is just to gain the kingdom, that's all. That's his understanding. So he did not consider this very important, this war, or necessary, the battle of Kurukshetra. So this is how a saintly person calculates. Because in the impulsive behavior is not very much in line with the saintly person. Impulsive behavior means whatever I feel like I'll just do at that time. So that's without thought, without enough thought put into it. Just whatever my mind says, I just do. That means I'm a slave of my mind. Such persons sometimes think that they have very fast discretionary powers. Within a split second they can react. But we should not be mistaken. This is where the intelligence comes. The difference between mind and intelligence is that because usually people do not understand what is mind and what is intelligence. Usually they won't be able to separate and explain what is mind and what is intelligence. But as Krishna explained in the 7th chapter, mind and intelligence are separate, two separate things. Bhumirapa analo vayur kham mano buddhir evacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtra. Mana and buddhi is two different things. So he is saying that earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego, all together these 8 constitute my separated material energies. See? So he has separated mind and intelligence. So the difference comes here, that mind is just repository of desires. Mind will just want to do something without any afterthought, without any forethought. Impulsive, just at that moment. Nowadays it is hedonism means live in the moment, they say, live in the moment. Be in the present. But any intelligent man wouldn't remain in the present. Only a mentally deranged person will be in the present. Because what he is doing, he has no idea. He's just, if you see a baby, who don't have much developed intelligence, they are in the present. They're just hungry, they cry. Suddenly they feel some discomfort, they will just cry. And when discomfort gone, they'll just be normal as if nothing has ever happened. There's no processing, not much of processing in the brain. So they just live in the moment, without any consideration of what was past and what is going to be the future. There's no thought. But the animal life is also like that. They don't have granaries or stockpiling of foodstuff, grains and all that, no. Because they don't think for the future. They just, I'm hungry now, I will chase the lion. If he's hungry then he will chase. Otherwise, if you're not hungry, millions of zebras or deer can pass, nothing will happen, he will not attack. Only when he's hungry he will do. This is called living in the moment. And if you see in the mental hospital, they also live in the moment. They don't know what is past, what is future, they just live in the moment. So, but this is become the formula or the slogan for many people now. In fact, it is considered a very noble way of life. In fact, my father also used to ask me to read this book called The Power of Now. The Power of Now. There's a book like that. So my father always asked me to read that when I was way before I became a devotee. But you see here, if you even superficially study the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, they are considering a lot of things before they act. You see, Arjuna, how many things he is considering? And this is called intelligence. You have to think, what are the consequences of my actions going to be? If you're going to do a business, even, let alone spiritual life, even if you do business, you have to calculate at least something. They say calculated risks. What is that? You calculate about how much I can go, how much I can stretch myself, how much risk I can take without completely jeopardizing myself. So all these things are to be done. There's some market research, what is the plan? If you're starting a business, if you don't have any plan, okay, I want to do this. When you say, I want to do this, you are in the future already. So actually, we are always thinking in the future. Any sane man, any person who is not mentally deranged, he is actually always thinking for the future. It's only how much future you are thinking of. Like you all have come to the temple. Before you started to the temple, you thought, I will go to the temple. Then only you took that particular train or bus to come here. So when you are taking that bus, tapping the card at the MRT, at that place where, in the bus or MRT, that is, yes, in the present. But that action is being performed because you made a decision in the past about a activity that you're going to do in the future. And to execute, when you're executing something, yes, then you are in the present. And also not losing sight of the goal, which is the future. So human life, especially, we have to think these actions that I am performing will have reactions in the future. So how should I perform now? Without consideration of what is sin and what is pious, if you just live in the moment, that's hedonism. Without any consideration, just do as I wish, as I want. See? So that is not very good. Of course, we should be fully involved in what we are doing. But what should we be doing? That is more important. Just to be busy, even a donkey is busy, even a pig is busy. Housefly, how busy it is? Housefly, simply going around. No stop. And they all are busy. Everybody is busy. So just to be busy and doing something is not progress. In which direction are you doing something? That is more important. Like, that example where this man was rowing the boat in the night, rowing all the night, and then morning he was in the same place. What happened? The anchor was not removed. And he was rowing in the boat. Going round about the anchor. So that kind of movement, you may be very busy, but what you're doing, there's no progress at all. You're just there only. So if we don't remove our anchor of material attachment, then we will make no progress, even though we are very, very busy. We're just running around the same thing. This is called Griha Medhi. Medhi means, oil pressing machine you have seen. There will be this pole, and the bull will be going around, and the seeds will be crushed, and the oil is produced. So that stick, or even to train the bull, they put this stick and ask the bull to just go around to control his movement. So they'll make him go clockwise, anti-clockwise, like that. So this is called Medhi. So although the bull is moving so much, it is only going round about that axis of that stick, the pole. So such movement, when our attachment is only the griha, house, or actually it is even more in the Shastra, it is very fine-tuned. Griha also will not be there if there is no wife. So basically it comes down to sex life. That's why Prabhupada said, although not very pleasant words, he said this whole material life is just a genital licking society. Just about the genitals. The whole movement of this universe is about the genitals. That's all it is. Every endeavor, everything is just to support that. So this is our anchor of material attachment. That's why it is said, one is not attached to this world. I think 134. Hmm. 38. न तथास्य भवेन्मोहो बन्धश्चान्य प्रसंगतः योषित संगाद यथा पुंसो यथा तत्संगी संगतः. The infatuation and bondage which accrue to a man from attachment to any other object is not as complete as that resulting from attachment to a woman or to the fellowship of men who are fond of women. Same thing is again explained in the 11th canto. It's a little different. There's another same thing. This. Oh, just next one. Na tathasya bhavet klesho. There, the only difference between this verse and that was one word here. Here this is klesho, there is moho. Moha means illusion, klesho means difficulty. Na tathasya bhavet klesho bandhaschanya prasangataha yoshit sangad yatha pumso yatha tat sangi sangataha. Of all kinds of suffering, here it is klesha, suffering, there it is illusion. Of all kinds of suffering and bondage arising from various attachments, none is greater than the suffering and bondage arising from attachment to women and intimate contact with those attached to women. So you see, so this is the greatest shackle of material life. So then our attachment is complete. You know, the chain is locked and sealed nicely. We are securely fastened to the material world. So that is this material life. So everything that is going on is about that, round about that. So unless we remove that, we won't make any progress. We won't make any progress. So therefore, human life is meant to think in these terms. Because the present is a result of past execution of will. Our will, how we used our willpower by acting in the past, that has caused our present situation. Just like if I sow the seed, in the future there will be tree and then there will be fruit. So if I have a fruit, that means the seed was sown in the past. The seed is not sown now, and the fruit is also coming now. No. So similarly, each action, each thought is actually a seed being sown. And when the fruit comes, then we experience the papa phal or punya phal. That's why we say phal or fruit of our action. So we have to conduct our life in this life in such a way that we don't have any more fruit in the material world. Because whether punya phal or pap phal, we have to come back here to experience that phal. So therefore, Bhagavatam does not say that do good or do bad, no. Do transcendental works, devotional service. So-called good of the material world is also not good enough because we have to take birth again. For those who are born in good family, cultured family or rich family, aristocratic family or having bodily beauty or high intelligence, these are all results of past pious activities, punya karya. But that does not mean that such a person is devoid of suffering. A beautiful person also has to go to the same womb of the mother, same suffering, come out, birth, then there will be disease, there will be old age, there will be death. Whether ugly or beautiful, or whether he is intelligent or foolish, or whether he is rich or poor, or whether cultured family or uncultured family. So these so-called benefits of punya karya do nothing to save us from the sufferings. It is just a cause of pride, in fact. When one is born in a aristocratic family, one will look down upon others. Or if one is beautiful, oh, you look down upon others. Oh, you are ugly, I am beautiful, this. Or if somebody is intelligent, oh, you are foolish, I am intelligent. So in this way, there is always exploitation, in fact, if we get these things. So there is a danger of pride. The more we think that we have achieved those things independently. No, it upon Krishna's direction that we have got them. Karmana daivanetrena. Everything is arranged by the supreme will of the Lord. Of course, according to our activities. But only our activities are not enough. If the Lord does not give, we cannot have any body. So either way, punya or papa, we still will be in the material world only. Better situation, worse situation. You think, okay, there is country like Africa or some Aboriginal islands or something where people are not much developed. They also have birth, death, old age disease. Now let's take the most developed country. There is also birth, death, old age disease. So what development is that? Where is the development? Animal kingdom also there is birth, death, old age and disease. So where is the development? They say, oh, we have better hospitals, we have better technology. But still birth, death, old age, disease, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. It is said, the sign of knowledge in the 13th chapter, if you see, Krishna is saying, the sign of knowledge means a person should be aware of the presence of the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. One should see. Anudarshanam means one should be able to see the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease being a constant factor in the material world and not be distracted by the fleeting so-called or glaring features of the material world, of materialistic persons. Because we differentiate, this is good, this is bad, or this person is better, that person is, but everybody is going through the same suffering. So an intelligent man or a man with knowledge, he should be able to always see the constant thing, not endeavor for something, oh, that is better. Oh, I should go to first world country, let me go from India to Singapore. See? Why? Oh, that is better. Or from here to heavenly planets, that is better, Swargalok. So we are always, but an intelligent man will see, oh, everywhere there is Janma. Brahma bhuvanaloka punaravartino Arjuna. This is intelligence. Because people will very much glorify all these places when they go, touring some exotic places. Oh, I went to New Zealand. New Zealand is a beautiful country, Oh, nice landscape, this, that. Yes. But still there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. What is the purpose of going to New Zealand? So that's how a devotee sees. A devotee travels, it is not that he does not travel. His travel is different, I will show that. But here you see, Brahma bhuvanal loka punaravartino Arjuna, mam upetyatu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. This is what a devotee sees. Oh, I should not come back. No more birth and death. That is better. That is a place worth going to, worth endeavoring for. So sometimes when we go on a preaching tours, different countries, when we come back and sometimes we meet people and they say, and then we just mention, we were in Europe, or we were in Russia, or we were in New Zealand, or we were in Australia, or we were in China. Oh, nice. You all saw nice places, huh? I said, no, we never saw. In fact, even Singapore, I don't know any place, practically. I remember going to Sentosa when I first came to Singapore, 2004. After that, so many tourist spots. Not interested because maybe once you go and see, but what is there? What is so attractive? Because this constant thing is there, no? So devotees travel for different reasons, that is explained here. Mahadvichalanam nrinam Grahinam dina chetasam nihshreyasaya bhagavan kalpate nanyatha kvachet. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another not for their own interests but for the sake of poor-hearted grihasthas, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. They have no interest. But for enlightening, like Prabhupada went 14 times around the globe in the 12 years, and traveling a lot. But all that was for our benefit. To help us, he travelled. Dina chetasam. See? Nishreyasaya bhagavan. Mahad vichalanam. Mahat means great personalities. Vichalanam means to move. They move. Grahinam dina chetasam. Dina chetasam means poor-hearted. Because they don't have high aim of life, these grihasthas. All the householders, those who are maintaining hard, especially non-devotees, they don't know the aim of life. Simply working hard day and night, simply to earn money, maintain family, and all that they're earning for will be lost at the time of death. Now, what are they working for so then? So they don't see the bigger picture, and so they are very poor in their vision, poor-hearted. So to enlighten them, these great devotees, they go. Prabhupada went here and there. Narad Muni goes all over the universe. Not that he is having fun time. Oh, let's see some garden, heavenly garden, Nandankan, let's go. Or some sightseeing. Oh, this planet, how is this? Oh, different atmosphere over that planet. He is not bothered. You will never see Narad Muni doing this. Oh, this planet is different climate. See. Oh, see that one. No, he is not. He is just interested how to deliver. That's why wherever he went, he met devotees. He met Prahlad Maharaj, he met Dhruv Maharaj, he met Vyasadev, he met who? The 11,000 sons of Daksha, all he met devotees. How many great personalities he made? He made into a Mrigari also, a hunter into a devotee. He preached to a snake also. He preached to a snake. List goes on and on. Narad Muni is like that. So the great devotees, they move for this purpose. So we should always, this is intelligence, to always consider. Upayam chintayat prajna, apayam cha chintayet. Considers all things before he acts. He carefully acts, taking into consideration what the Shastras say, what the sadhus say, what the elders say. Everything he takes into consideration. And what is the Guru saying? Every time he consults, he does not act independently. That's why Arjuna is putting forward so many things, so many points. Why he is not willing to fight. See? Although you may say he is attached to his family or what, and still you see how he is considering what to do, what not to do. Whereas on the other side, you see the funny thing here. Arjuna is supposed to unhesitatingly fight in the war. But he was hesitating. And Krishna spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita to get him to fight. On the other side, the Kauravas were unhesitatingly ready to fight, which Arjuna should have been. They did not need the Bhagavad Gita to fight. They were ready to fight. They wanted the fight. But the difference is, they were fighting for their sense gratification. Here he was fighting for the cause of Krishna. He was not wanting to fight because if it was not for Krishna's order, he wouldn't have fought the war. He wouldn't have fought. So it is said that the fools rush in where angels fear to tread. You know this proverb? Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. In the name of daringness or whatever, so I can do this, They'll rush, and angels, or those who are, more saintly, they will fear to tread that path. But the foolish, they will unhesitatingly tread, not knowing the consequences. That's like the firefly. When there is fire, the firefly will go into the fire. He doesn't consider that if I go near, he just sees it, this is attractive. Oh, let's go. He doesn't stop to consider, if I go there, I will be burned to death. And he dies like that. Foolish. Simply following the mind, this is what we will get into. And to be dragged by the mind, it does not take much. Even one of the roaming senses. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam ivam bhasi. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. Like if you see in the animal kingdom, the deer is hunted. How? First there is a nice music played, the flute or So the deer is very, very prone to hear good music. Play some nice music and the hunter doesn't have to chase where is the deer, where is the deer. He just plays music and the deer will come. And he will shoot. The deer is killed like this. And then, what are the other animals? Elephant. Another one? Fish. Fish is another animal, which is because of the greed to eat. You put some bait inside, the fishing hook. You put something, there are so many things in the water to eat, but it must eat that one. Something came out, immediately must take. Greedy. And because of that it dies. Tongue, cannot control the tongue. The deer cannot control the ear. The elephant, a she elephant is brought. A trained she elephant is brought. The elephant cannot control his genitals. So, a she elephant is brought and she is trained to move in a certain way. But actually there is a covered pit, a big pit covered with grass and all that. The male elephant, the unassuming elephant, he cannot understand this. But the she elephant, she knows. She is trained to avoid that pit. But he, by following her, he falls into the pit and he is trapped. In this way, the elephants are captured. So there are different senses. Different animals, different senses are strong. But it is said a human being, all his senses are strong. Any one of these roaming senses, if the mind focuses on one, finish, and will be swept. This is why the whole yoga process, whole Krishna consciousness means to control the mind. Yoga indriya samyama. Yoga is meant for controlling the senses and to control the mind. Mind is the chief of the senses. So in this way, the whole process is to control. Tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam suddhyet tasmat brahma saukhyam tu anantam. So this is human life. Nayam deho bhajam nirloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujamiya. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam suddhyet yasmat brahma saukhyam tu anantam. Yasmat means then in the future, brahma saukhyam tu anantam. Let's see what that is. Lord Rishabdev told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form of life should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. A stool eating animal like dog and hog also has a facility for sense gratification, mindless sense gratification. one should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. See, this is the consideration of future. Penance means I voluntarily undergo discomfort. But if you live in the moment, it doesn't make sense. Why I should be discomfort? I should be in comfort and happiness. But because you have a future goal of happiness, and to attain that you are now taking this pain. So always there is consideration of the future. An intelligent man should consider the Nishreyasaya. Nishreya. That means the highest, the farthest future he must consider. Now, we are only considering how far we consider our future, that much we are intelligent. If I consider my future until this death, because even materialist also is considering about his future. How I should make money, how I should plan for my family, my children, my retirement, my funeral, my next generation. Everything he is planning. He is also planning. He is also looking into the future. But how far are you looking into the future? A child, he will just want to play. A little more grown up child, he will say, oh okay, I will study for my exams. So he is looking for a future thing, but only until the exams. He is not really, oh I want to become this, They will say something, children always say something, but actually they end up becoming something totally different. Only for the sake of saying, somebody will say pilot, somebody will say, because everybody is saying, that's what they heard in their whole life. Doctor, engineer, some standard ones, some things will be there. Lawyer, that's all. Pilot. In India, everybody pilot, doctor, engineer, lawyer sometimes. Yeah. But actually none of them become any of those. They become something else. But the real, if you see how a child is behaving, he studies for his exam. That much he looks at. He's not looking much farther than that. So his intelligence is like that. So how far? This is called Shreya. Nishreya means the great. Preya means just now I want to be happy now. Shreya means I want to be happy later, so I am ready to take some discomfort now. I will work for that end. That more important thing. So, what is the most important thing in our life? According to that, our quality of life is determined. What is it that is most important to me? The highest quality life is only enjoyed by the devotees who have the highest goal. Nate vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu. Now we'll finish this. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. You see, which continues forever is unending bliss in the association of Krishna. For that, he is ready to pay the small price of little penance now. So we have to be very firmly convinced of that end. This is why this program, Shravanam Kirtanam, why this Bhagavad Gita classes, why we ask you to read the books, Bhagavad Gita and all the Prabhupada's books. Why? So to always keep that in view, that goal of life, of reaching back to Krishna, going back to Krishna. Never lose track of that. That is the whole idea. But Maya's expertise is how to drift us away or drag us away from that and present something else as very important. Oh, I'm coming to the temple, suddenly something happens. Oh, I cannot come. So Maya is actually always prakshepatmika, avaranatmika. Two types of things Maya does. One is avaranatmika, to cover us in illusion. First, prakshepatmika means to throw us out. Suppose I want to come closer to Krishna, Maya tries to throw us out. And then once having thrown, avaranatmika, avarana means to cover, to keep us covered there. What does that mean? It means our knowledge is covered and we try to justify our position there. We try to justify that fallen position, thinking I'm right. This is Maya's illusion. Just as much as we can be convinced by Krishna consciousness, same or even similar or even stronger conviction Maya can present. That is the power of Maya. That's why we should be very careful always. Should be very careful of the influence of Maya. We should be always careful how to be always Krishna conscious. Because if you are a little slacken a bit, and that's it. Maya will, a ship, a big ship, huge ship. If there is a small fissure, small gap, that's it. That's the end of the ship. Not even one small gap can be there. If the water starts seeping in, and the crack will become bigger and bigger because when in the ocean, sometimes when the storm is there, especially, the whole ship is slamming into the water. How much force is that? Tons and tons of slamming into the water like that. And if the fissure is there, it will open wide and then the whole ship can be submerged. So if we allow even that little bit of Maya, no man, little bit only, no. Mostly I am Krishna conscious only, little bit Maya. That's why that Prabhupada, devotee asked Prabhupada, why when we are Krishna conscious sometimes we fall into Maya? Prabhupada said, you're always in Maya, sometimes you fall into Krishna consciousness. Don't think you're big Krishna conscious, always in Maya. Sometimes you fall into Krishna consciousness. So we should not consider ourselves very Krishna conscious and even allow slight Maya, it will finish. And it will open up and it will become big thing. So, we should be always careful, whatever we are acting, is it right? Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya, Chityate Korya Ikya. Narottam Das Thakur is teaching us. These three things, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. These are the consultation we have to do. We have to consult the sadhus. We have to consult the Shastra. Shastra will always be the base. The Shastra has perfect knowledge. The Guru will teach according to the Shastra. And the sadhus will speak according to Shastra. Because not everybody is accustomed to all the knowledge of the Shastra. But the sadhus, having learned all the knowledge of Shastra, they can present the exact pinpointed answer for our questions, for our troubles. Because you can find out in the Shastra, yes. But when, where? But the sadhu will point out some sloka, like Prabhu, if you go to Prabhu, he will point out some sloka from somewhere. Out of nowhere, he will bring out some sloka with his answer. If I have to find that answer, where I will find, how I will find. Now you can search in Vedabase a little bit, you will get something. Some pinpointed answers. So this is why we have to associate with sadhus. So even if we are not very good at our knowledge, we will become good. Just by hearing. It's explained in the 13th chapter. Anyetvevam ajanantah श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते तेपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. The sadhus are transcending the path of birth and death by their tapasya, by their studies, by their chanting, sadhana and everything. So the person who hears from such a person, he also transcends. You see? Therefore, sadhu sangha is very, very important. Then there is Guru. Guru is the one whose order we have to take as our life and soul. Ado Shraddha. In the stages of devotional advancement, first is Shraddha, some preliminary faith. Oh, this is something good, let me come and what is Hare Krishna temple, let me come and see. They are teaching some nice things. Okay, come. Then Tato Sadhu Sangha. You associate with sadhus. And then you will develop their qualities. Oh, the interest. Just as if I want to develop my interest in soccer, I sign up for some soccer club and play with them. I seeing the other persons play so nicely. Wow, this guy is so good. Let me also play. Oh, show me how to do this. Trick. Then I will learn. You see, my interest gets more and more. Similarly, when I associate with sadhus, then we see, oh, sadhus are doing so nicely. Oh, chanting, how you chant? Oh, this is the mantra you chant. Okay, now why you do this? Why you do that? Oh, prasadam. Okay, let me see. Oh, what you're doing? You are helping in the kitchen. What is this? How to do? Oh, let me also do. So or okay, book distribution. Oh, I also go out and see what. Oh, this is very nice. Oh, distributing books. Oh, I feel very nice. Yes. Then I see other devotees doing nice. Oh, he has sold many books. Oh, he's very nice. He's devotee, doing excellent service. I also want to do something. So we also will be encouraged like that. So in this way we develop, our Shraddha becomes more strong. Then we understand the importance of Guru, Bhajana Kriya, to engage in service. We cannot properly engage in service unless we are initiated. Yeah, we are all these, before initiation, all the services are like probationary. Even after initiation also, initiation is probation, then start actually. These are just strengthening our faith. But strong faith means, yes, I surrender. I karishya vachanam tava, like Arjuna said. Arjuna said, now I will do whatever you ask me to do, Krishna. That conviction requires very strong faith. That is called initiation. Initiation means, yes, Prabhupada, whatever you say, I will do. Not that no more, oh Prabhupada, are you right or wrong? First of all, let me check. This is no more. Disciple means no more. This kind of nonsense. That checking all must be done before. Whether this Guru is perfect or not. Because there are also many rascals in the name of Gurus. So we should not be blindly accepting. But at least we should know what is Guru. If we are sincere in our purpose, Krishna will lead us to the right Guru. Prabhupada is the right Guru. We don't need to search. But why not so many people are coming here? Somewhere the sincerity of purpose is in question. Somewhere something is amiss. So therefore, when sincerity is there, then Krishna will direct. As Paramatma, he will direct to the correct source. And then we'll go to the correct Guru. And now having gotten the Guru and Sadhu Sangha, not that you go to one stage means give up the previous stage. No. It's not like that. It's the whole thing is building into the climax of perfection, of bhava and prema, love of Godhead. It is not that the lower stages are negated. No. It is not that, oh, now I am initiated, the second stage I have to come to the third stage now, so Sadhu Sangha I can give up. That is rubbish. So in fact I have to be associated even more with sadhus. I should understand the importance of sadhus even more, associate even more. Okay? So anartha nivritti, then next is anartha nivritti. Dirty things in the heart one by one start to leave. If we take the process seriously, then our character starts to change. We become saintly. All our sinful activity is gone. Not even wanting to commit any more sinful activity. No meat eating. What is sinful activities? No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. These are sinful activities. So, you give up those. Then nishtha, then you become fixed up. Because sometimes our devotional service is very nice, sometimes down, sometimes up, sometimes down. Our inspiration is sometimes very inspired, sometimes very down, very dull. So these are because we are not nishtha. We are committing some offences somewhere, knowingly, unknowingly. So in the association of sadhus, we are reminded constantly, oh, these are the offences I have to. That's why all of you, whoever have not learnt yet, should learn the 10 offences by heart. You should know them by heart, so that you know what offences to avoid. Why are we chanting these things? Not just simply some gibberish or in the morning just finish and just start chanting the routine. Not like that. These are we are chanting all these things just to remind ourselves. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, beat your mind with slippers in the morning 100 times. And before you sleep, beat your mind again with the broomstick 100 times. Because his mind is too wayward. You have to control it like anything. It requires beating only. Not 1, 2. 100 times in the morning with the slippers, 100 times in the night with broomstick. This is how we have to treat our mind. No mercy at all. We have to treat it worse than an animal. Then we can control the mind. So, to control the mind, these are what we are chanting. Beat the mind with slippers means what? Take one slipper and hit. Like an idiot. That's not what it means. And then in the night, broomstick. Huh? Hitting means these instructions. These instructions, the Shikshashtaka. Now, I have no attraction for the chanting of the holy name. The second verse. We are in that stage. At least I am in that stage. We are chanting 8 verses in the Shikshashtaka. All are progressive elevation in Krishna consciousness. And last is, whether you come before me or protect me or kill me or whatever, you are my Lord. Unconditionally. That is perfection of spiritual attainment. But the first thing is to understand the glory of the Sankirtan movement. Second is to take to it, but not having enough attraction towards it. The unfortunate position that I am. Then what needs to be done to rectify that? Trinatapi sunichena. Become humble like the blade of grass, tolerant like the tree. Give always respect to others. Don't expect any respect in return. Then one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Then we will have that attraction. And once that attraction is established, what is the next? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. No more attraction for dhanam, janam, sundarim. No more wealth, no attraction for wealth, no attraction for great following. I want to become famous. No. Or sundarim, I don't want a beautiful wife, no beautiful woman around me. No. So, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitam va jagadisha kame, mama janmani janmanishvare. So once we have the ruchi for the holy name, then these spiritual aspirations and material aspirations all will be nullified. That means one does not even aspire to go back to Godhead. No, I just want to engage in Krishna's service, wherever I am. Actually, that service is so powerful. One may think, why devotee does not want to go back to Godhead? I mean, why you want to stay in this material world? No, devotee does not want to stay in the material world and he does not want to go back to Godhead. He just wants to engage in Krishna's service. Why? Because this platform is so potent, so powerful, that the external circumstances don't matter at all. Once one is engaged in service, he is actually already in the spiritual world, even though he may appear to be in the material world. So therefore, being connected with Krishna through service is the most potent. That is the next stage. Then the next, fifth, Ayananda Tanuja, let me be a dust at your lotus feet. So even in the spiritual service, not that I want to become big servant, I want to become one of the gopis. I want to become one of the exalted gopis. So many, if you go to Vrindavan, you will find this kind of people. Oh, they want to become some gopis, You don't need to jump into that prematurely. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying, let me become one particle of dust at your lotus feet, Krishna, that's all. That itself is a great blessing. Even Brahma is saying, how he is saying? In that 10th canto, Krishna book. Let me become the grass in the Vrindavan, so that, the gopis and the cows and even the insects and everybody in the Vraja Bhumi, Vrindavan, they may step on me. So, Brahma is praying, Brahma, head of the universe, he is praying that let me become grass in Vrindavan, so that your shadow can fall on me. See how? Not that I want to be very near to Krishna, I want to show that I am a big devotee. No. Servant of dasanu, das. As much as dasana, das, that is better. That is actually higher. In fact, Radha and Krishna is already happy, perfectly happy. Radharani, by seeing Krishna, she becomes 100 times more happy than Krishna himself. And the gopis, by seeing Radha and Krishna together, they become thousands of times more happy than Radha and Krishna themselves. And the manjaris who assist the gopis who assist the Radharani, they become even million times more happy. So the more your dasanudas, in spiritual world, the happiness is more. Here we are slave means terrible. We can't enjoy at all. Most suffering will be at the bottom rung. That is material organization. Spiritual organization, the more we are servant, the more we are blissful. That is spiritual world. See? So even if we are not very conversant, if we hear from the sadhus, now we will advance. So of course, the last 3 verses of the Shikshashtaka, they go into Nayanam Galadashrudhare, when can I have the ecstatic symptoms, of crying and tears in the eyes, hair standing on the end. When will I feel the whole world is vacant without you? Govinda virahename, shunyayatam jagat sarvam, Govinda virahename. Now we have attraction for so many things in this world. When will that, just like when somebody very dear to us suddenly departs. Not elderly. When elderly pass away, the children are not so, because elderly anyway have to pass away, you are already mentally kind of preparing. But sometimes, somebody who is very dear and very close suddenly passes away. What happens? What is the state of mind at that time? If somebody asks you, let's go for a movie, come, Avengers, what do you say? What do you say to the person? Rascal, what are you talking about? Blank, totally the mind is blank. Nothing will please. Otherwise he would have been pleased by many things in this world. But because of that separation, nothing holds meaning anymore. At least for temporarily. You see? You become mad almost. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying, when will that day come? Govinda virahename. Shunyayitam jagat sarvam. The whole universe becomes vacant without you, Govinda. No meaning. The whole universe has no meaning without you. Then last one is, whether you, whatever you do, you are my Lord unconditionally. Whether you protect me or kill me, whether you come before me or whether you trample me under your feet, whatever you do, you are my Lord unconditionally. There is no demand that Krishna, I am doing so much service for you. You better reward me. No. Whether you want to reward or not, that is up to you. Who am I to tell you? You are the Lord, unconditional Lord. Whatever you do with me, still you are my Lord. Even you want to punish me, still you are my Lord. You want to praise me, still you are my Lord. Not that, yes, you praise me. You talk harshly, then what kind of Lord you are? I did so much service, you are harsh to me. Now that is not good attitude. That is not pure bhakti at all. Just like Krishna, he chastised Arjuna. Arjuna did not run away. What you rudely you are speaking, get lost. He did not say like that. He accepted for his own correction. So many examples are there like that. Nityananda Prabhu, you know the story? Shivananda Sena and Nityananda Prabhu. Shivananda Sena, every year the Bengali devotees from Gaudadesh and Bangladesh, West Bengal, that area, for Rath Yatra they will come to Orissa, Jagannath Puri. Every year, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, they used to all come. So at that time, Shivananda Sena was the devotee who used to arrange the whole transport of the devotees from Bengal to Orissa, to Jagannath Puri. So, once what happened, one year, because Shivananda Sena has three sons, with wife and 3 sons. So, at one point, they were passing and they have to pass the border between 2 kingdoms. So, the toll payment or something was delaying, So, he asked the devotees to go first and then he will settle this and come. And Nityananda Prabhu was also in the party and he was being taken also. So the devotees went there, but there was nothing, no accommodation, nothing, just waiting. And he came next day. He couldn't make it because some thing, he couldn't make it. Okay, next day only came. Everybody was just waiting. Then Nityananda Prabhu was so, this is how you treat. Then when Sivananda Sena was away, still not coming, then his wife was already went with other devotees in front, with all the other devotees. Children, the 3 sons also went. So Nityananda Prabhu also was there. So Nityananda Prabhu scolded his wife. Let this all, the Sivananda Sena, he doesn't know how to treat Vaishnavas. All these children must die. All your sons must die. Then the wife started to cry. Oh, Nityananda Prabhu has cursed that my children have to die. He was crying and crying and crying. And then finally Sivananda Sena came. And she quickly told him, Nityananda Prabhu has, because he was very angry at your delay, and then he cursed that all our 3 sons, should die. What is this, Then Sivananda Sena scolded his wife. Yes, that is correct. How can I offend Nityananda Prabhu? Not only our children should die, we also should die. Our whole parents, our whole dynasty should die because of this offense. Why you are crying? You think I did something good by letting all the Vaishnavas wait like this? So you see how he took it and how she took it. He felt himself deserving. Yes, I deserve more than this. Nityananda Prabhu only cursed my 3 sons to die. I should also die, my wife should also die, my parents should die. You see? And then he went to say sorry to Nityananda Prabhu. He went to Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu kicked him in his chest. Kicked him hard and he fell. Then he started dancing. Shivananda Sena started dancing. Who in this world can get the feet of Nityananda Prabhu on their chest? Who can get such mercy? I got it. You are so merciful. Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful. Nityananda Prabhu was so merciful. He was dancing and dancing like a madman. Then Nityananda Prabhu also saw this and he also danced. So you see how Vaishnavas should take it. The chastisement, they take it as great blessing. Nityananda Prabhu, who was son, Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala. The lotus feet of Nityananda is so cooling that it is more than Koti Chandra. Chandra means moon. Moon, the sun is light is very hot. Sunlight is very hot. Moonlight is very cooling. So 10 million moons if put together, they can be slightly compared to the cooling effect of Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. And whoever has attained the lotus feet of Nityananda, he is attaining Godhead for sure. He will attain the shelter of lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna, everything is done. So Sivananda Sena got that kick on his chest. Who can get? Then he started dancing. Then Nityananda Prabhu, saw the behavior of Sivananda Sena and then he was very much appreciated and he also danced. Oh, this is, pure devotee. So, the chastisement of the devotees is actually a great blessing. Now, we should take it like that. Not that, how he can speak to me like this. Who is he to speak to me like this? No. We will take it in a positive way. Yes, I need correction, yes. I need to go back to Godhead and I am doing something wrong, so I need to be corrected. Yes. In fact, that punishment, whatever is given, is not sufficient for the offense I did. You see how Sivananda Sena was taking. So this is how we have to take. That's why Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you read, then you will know what it means to how to live in the association of devotees. Mundane morality just fades in comparison when we study Vaishnava etiquette of devotees. The mundane morality totally fades in comparison. Oh, you should be humble, you should be nice. Yes, you should be nice. But when the other person, you also expect others to be nice to you, As they say, treat others as you would like to be treated. All these things, like you be nice to me, I be nice to you. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. This kind of mundane morality all fades in comparison. Totally. So that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita is something which every devotee should read. Why? Because you will understand the wealth, the treasure of the association of devotees. What it means to be a devotee, how to live like a devotee. How can Shivananda Sena take it like that? Then you understand how is the thinking of a Vaishnava. Far, far above the thinking of an ordinary materialist. So basically this thing that we have to consider, like Arjuna is considering so many points before he is acting. We should always consider. But don't consider too much when you are asked to come forward for Krishna consciousness, surrender more. No, I will consider, that is rubbish. That is rubbish. We have to take the steps always towards our progress. You see, what is the theme of Arjuna's consideration? So these activities will cause me progress or digress or digress. Which will happen? What will happen if I do? So he's thinking, what is the best possible thing I can do now that can assure my progress? Of course, what he was calculating was wrong. Then Krishna corrected him. Then he understood, yes, my progress means I have to listen to Krishna. He understood. But he was calculating for progress only. Only thing, he was not clear how it was to be done. That's all. So we also have to be always for progress. Our calculation should be how to always progress. Not that how can I adjust my material situation and my spiritual situation, I will, not like that. How I can quickly give up my material, things and progress more in the spiritual direction. That should be our focus. You should always think what I can do to improve my spiritual life. Material life, that one will automatically happen, as a matter of course. It will automatically happen. Don't think too much about material life. Whatever you are destined to get, that much only you will get. You will not get more, you will not get less also. But this one you have to focus. So any questions or comments on this topic? I think there's no question on the text is not visible on the screen. It was visible. Some say the text was not visible on the screen. I think it should have been visible. So, with no questions, I would like to stop there. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।